Why were Kennedy's private letters crucial during the Cuban Missile Crisis? Imagine sitting in a tense room with the world on the line, and knowing that a single word could lead to nuclear war. That's the kind of pressure President John F. Kennedy faced during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Now, what if I told you that secret letters between Kennedy and Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev played a key role in avoiding disaster? These private messages were more than just words on paper. They were the bridge that helped two superpowers find common ground when everything seemed on the brink of chaos. In October 1962, the United States discovered Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba, just 90 miles from American shores. President Kennedy had to decide quickly how to respond. Instead of just making public speeches or issuing threats, Kennedy chose to communicate privately with Khrushchev through written letters. This was a smart move because it allowed both leaders to speak openly without the pressure of public opinion. Kennedy's first private letter, sent on October 25, 1962, directly addressed the issue. He reminded Khrushchev that the Soviets had assured the United States in September that no offensive weapons were being sent to Cuba. Kennedy then pointed out that these assurances had been broken because missiles were now being installed. Writing this down created an official record that Khrushchev could not deny or twist later. It made clear that the American response was justified because of Soviet deception. What made these letters so important was how they let both leaders communicate honestly without the risk of public backlash. Kennedy could clearly state what the United States wanted and what it would accept. Khrushchev could respond without losing face in front of his own people or the world. If they had only used public statements, both sides might have hardened their positions, making a peaceful resolution impossible. On October 27, Kennedy sent another private letter. This message responded to Khrushchev's proposal to remove the missiles. Kennedy emphasized that the first step was to stop work on the missile sites and make the weapons unusable under international guarantees. He also expressed willingness to discuss broader arms control issues, like banning nuclear tests. This showed Kennedy wasn't trying to humiliate Khrushchev but was seeking a way to de-escalate tensions. Khrushchev's reply on the same day was a turning point. He agreed to remove the missiles from Cuba and promised to make the deal public through the United Nations. He also hoped this could lead to talks about nuclear testing and arms control. By October 28, the crisis was over. Soviet ships turned back, and the American naval blockade was lifted. These private letters worked because they let both leaders understand each other's true positions. Kennedy made it clear that the United States would not tolerate missiles in Cuba but wasn't seeking war. Khrushchev could save face by agreeing to withdraw the missiles while claiming he prevented an American invasion. This honest, direct communication helped avoid nuclear war and showed how diplomacy can work even in the most dangerous moments. In the end, these letters proved that talking privately, honestly, and clearly can make a difference. They kept the world safe from destruction by allowing two powerful leaders to find a peaceful solution. That's why Kennedy's private letters during the Cuban Missile Crisis are remembered as a vital part of history.